Hello there, everyone, again at YouTube. I am here today to tell you about my thoughts on the World War II well, it is historical, but thriller slash drama Dunkirk, directed by Christopher Nolan. So this film takes place over a entire week, and um, however, the 1 week is in the form of one part of the story, and different parts of the story take place in different times. The first part being the mole, where all these soldiers are trapped on this beach after they've been pushed back from uh, France and like back to the edge of on the coast of France and from the city of Dunkirk, and this takes place over a week, and it shows one of our main characters, a soldier named Tommy, just trying to desperately to figure out a way off the beach and back to England. The second part of this story takes place on the sea with a man played by Mark Rylance called Mr. Dawson, his son Peter, and a boy named George as they go off with other sailors to go and help these soldiers to get off the beach in Dunkirk. The third part of this takes place in the air with following Tom Hardy's character, who is a fighter pilot, as well as one other person as they try to take out planes that are uh, taking out soldiers on this beach in Dunkirk. First part of this story, the place on the beach called the Mole in this movie, takes place over the course of 1 week. And then the second part, the sea, takes place over the course of a day, and then the air takes place over the course of only 1 hour. So the way Christopher Nolan manages time in this movie is definitely something he does a good job at, as he does in most of his movies. And I mean, that's a core theme of a lot of his movies too, is just time in general, how he manages time, how he like sets up the movie, or how time affects the characters in the movie, such as Inception, for example. And so it was a little confusing for me when I first watched it, because I did not know why certain times were like interconnecting with each other, or why like this one part was taking place over like days, and I'm just going, what's happening? Because the beginning of this film, I thought that every single part of the movie, for some reason, he placed it on screen and just said it was at the same exact, taking place over the same exact amount of time, and I didn't understand why he did that. So, of course, I was very confused when I first watched this. I rewatched it a second time so that I wasn't confused, and everything made a lot more sense that time. So once again, the way Christopher Nolan sets up time in this movie is very much a central core theme and plot device in this movie, because it is very much a battle for time, trying to get these soldiers off this beach in time before all the Germans just kill them all, basically. Trying to, like, just seeing how events, like, overlap with each other just shows you how much time can pass during certain little scenes, and it actually helps to like kind of make you think about certain characters. Like Cillian Murphy plays a character. He's basically a shell-shocked trooper whose boat was torpedoed, and he's really good in this role, but you don't see much from him besides the few scenes that he's in. He's very good in them. I'm just saying he's not in a lot of the movie. But one thing that really adds to his character was a time in the mole part of the movie when, before the events of the sea happen, where he is picked up, where we're first introduced to him, in which you actually see him in a boat, like sailing away to go onto another ship to get out of there, and you figure out, oh, okay, that's him. He's perfectly normal right here, and it just adds a bit more to the character, because you see them at different time periods and just get to see how the film unfolds and just works in that way. Another big element to the central core of this movie, the time, like I mentioned before, is Hans Zimmer's score. This score is so intense and just works in every way possible. It honestly probably elevates the movie to being much greater than it probably would if it didn't have it, to be honest with you. The start of the film, right away, there's a ticking sound, like a watch going off, basically. Or a watch just counting whatever. And that is consistent through the film, through the score and everything, basically until the end of the movie, when it just stops. And it's kind of interesting how Hans Zimmer works it through the score, and everything about it's just so intense, and I loved every part of it. Cinematography in this film was excellent. I enjoyed every single image I saw on screen. Everything was very well done. Nolan's use of practical effects definitely heightened the sense of this actually looking like it's happening, so that it doesn't take the audience out of the movie. And another thing that was probably one of my favorite aspects of the movie was the sound design. Every single gunshot, every single explosion, all the dialogue, everything about this movie was great. I felt, you could feel like you were there. I mean, even in a regular theater, it sounds incredible, but I was in the IMAX theater when I was watching this movie for the first time, and that, by the way, is probably the best way to watch this movie. It just heightens everything by like 10, and the sound design, listening to this freaking movie in an IMAX theater, it felt like there were actual gunshots going around you, and it was crazy. I just had high anxiety through the entirety of the movie. It just was all just very well done. There were only two real issues I had with this movie. One of them was Harry Styles. Harry Styles' character is kind of one note and really doesn't do much or have any sort of motivation for doing anything. He just doesn't feel like a real character. He feels like, oh, it's Harry Styles in a movie. There he is, guys. Have fun with that. And another thing I really didn't care for was the fact that we were doing a kind of a war movie. It's not as much of a war movie in my opinion as it is a thriller, but it is still a war movie. People are dying, and then people are just getting launched into the air with these bombshells coming down on them, and there's no blood whatsoever. It really takes you out of it a little bit. And not that a PG-13 movie is going to be automatically bad because it's PG-13. Basically, all of Nolan's films for the past however many, probably at least the past decade, have been PG-13, and that hasn't taken anything away from the quality of the movies. But it just felt kind of off because of, just it's a war movie. So when you don't see blood or anything, you just kind of wonder, wait, what's going on here? But other than that, everything in this movie was very well done. I enjoyed this movie so much. It was probably one of my best theater-going experiences of the year. I enjoyed basically all of the acting. Sound design, again, was just excellent. I loved it so much. The score heightened the movie in every way it possibly could. The set design, the practical effects, all of that was really well done. And I think it really helps that this movie is a bit of a step down from Interstellar, which was kind of this big epic, more so big epic sci-fi space travel movie, while this one is, first of all, shorter. It's a shorter movie, like only about an hour and 47 minutes, and Interstellar is much longer than that. And I think it really improved it. I guess I shouldn't say improves, it just works better because of that. It's on a big scale still, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, and that's why I like Dunkirk so much. And with that, guys, I have to say that Dunkirk is worth buying on Blu-ray. Thank you everyone again so much for watching this video. I'm sorry, again, that I took a bit of hiatus. I was gone for like 3 weeks. This is because I was transitioning to school from my house, and I was getting stuff packed up, and I was getting done with my job and getting used to school again. So I just wasn't in the mood to do videos, really. So I'm finally back, and I think I'm going to have about 2 up for you today. This one and my review for Logan Lucky. And I want to thank you guys again so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do that for me, please. I'd really appreciate it. Or don't, if you don't want to. That's all. That's all right too. I appreciate views on my videos. I like getting attention out there. And with that, guys, I want to thank you again so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.